let me ask you this: since we're all black here, is she allowed to anymore? I just want to know.
I mean,
Should she get that?
I mean, if
Still
she
get a
got some
pass?
African in her, then yeah. I mean, like, I mean,
yeah,
I don't remember what the percentage. Okay, actually, another question is a person who has 3% African in them allowed to. That's an even bigger question.
you know what? No, I think it's more so not even the percentage that you have in you, because you might not know. I think it's how the shade you are. If you are darker and you say it, then of course. But if you're lighter and you say it, people are going to stare at you a little bit longer and be like, "Oh, okay," before
Uh,
it gets to the point. I think so. I think
I
that
mean,
that's what it really is.
I'll say this. I'll say this. I mean, I definitely think because I have family members that oh okay, but yeah, I have family members that are half black, and I would say this. I would sorry that buzzing throw me off. Um,
Oh, sorry.
oh yeah, no, that's cool. But yeah, no, I would say this that yeah you're right. You know, if you're especially knowing people who are mixed and who are lighter skinned, um yeah, if you don't look black, I mean if you don't look black but you're half black, you're right. You'll get a look and people look at you like what the, but then once you say I'm half black, they'll kind of like let it slide. So it's one of those things where it's like depending on your percentage, it's like like if you don't look black but you're like half whatever, you could questionably say it's like what I like to say. You're gonna get questioned,
Okay,
but once you say it,
It's
okay.
also the
okay,
community
okay.
that you're in.
Let me ask this then. Let me ask this. Okay, is is Steph Curry allowed to say? Is he allowed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
If
yeah.
you didn't know his parents, if you didn't see his parents,
Yeah.
and you just saw him, okay, so he's allowed to.
Yeah.
What about Klay Thompson? Because he, like, if you never would have saw his parents, yeah, you never would have saw like anything about him. It's like because he looks like a white guy, like, or actually, I'll even do you one better. If Logic didn't show his father, and like he just said the word, and Logic looks like a straight up white guy, but Logic is half black.
And I already said it. I said you'll be questioned, and you're gonna have to show your credential to be like, all right, good. So it's
What if I said it?
Here we go.
What if I said it?
No, you're allowed to.
Bring it. What if I said it? Bring it. I ain't checking no credentials. Check my temperature.
Okay, this is what I think. This is what I think on the fact of the matter is, it depends on who you're around. So it depends, just like the whole thing about where you grew up at. If you grew up in the hood and you stayed around these people that you've always been around, these are your homies, this is your family and friends, then you can say it. It's not the fact of being allowed to say it, because you can say it even if you didn't, who can stop you from saying the
Exactly.
word?
I agree with that
It's just
100%. I agree with that
it's
100%.
just you're going to be more comfortable saying in a context because you are going to feel like you belong. And with this group of specific people, this is the language that's being said all the time. And even without the group of people, just where you're at, if you hear it all the time, you're going to pick up on the language anyway.
what
And it's just that whole thing. Like, yeah, you can say it around me, you can say it around them, but don't go around saying it over here with these people you don't know. And
Exactly.
please don't get drunk and say the word, because I think that's when it really starts to.
If you
That's
grew up in Crenshaw as a white person and you hung around black people and they were fine, and that group of black people were fine with you saying it, do not go to Compton saying that. It's like I get it. I get that.
But
I get that.
at the same time, it's also in like like when we were younger, either like because I know when I used to live in the Bay Area, and I'll never forget this because I'll never forget this because I remember I forgot where I was exactly was at, but I remember it was this white dude, and this white dude said, I think I wanted to basically he said I forgot exactly the context. It's been so many years, but he basically and I you not every black person, I don't know where the hell they came from, came out of nowhere to confront this white dude. And I'm like, oh shit.
I was like, call. That's That's what he might as well say. He might as well sign his death warrant, especially as like like you said, especially in the '90s. It's like anybody can say that now, and it's like because like I pick up the kids from school, and if you heard the way these kids talk to one another, you would think these are kids on the cell block B, man. These kids suck my. I was like, oh my god, they're like these kids is like 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, talking worse than we talk, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? And like I mean, these kids have no respect, and then they're filthy. They're just nasty. I was like, I mean, I was like, I don't think I was that bad as a kid, man. I mean, because my aunt was really big on wash your hands, But I like these kids was outside camp, so I went to go, do whatever. And these kids was outside eating chips, and the kid like they live in an apartment building, and this kid just goes and pisses on the side of somebody's house. He goes back, puts his hand in the chip bag. The other kids put their hands in the chip bag. I'm like, what the f is going on here?
They don't know.
I'm like,
they don't know.
Right here is. I was like, oh my God. See, this is why my kids don't go outside. Right here. Right here. I got virtual reality play. Y'all can play outside on virtual. It can be Ready Player One in this motherfucker because y'all not going outside. Y'all not going outside. I saw that and I was just like, for one, you piss on the side of somebody's apartment right next to their door. They didn't care. They didn't care if the person was home or not. I just could not imagine that this little kid did that. And I'm just like, and then had the audacity to shake his hands off. So as a man, you know what that means. You shake your hands off or rub your hands on your shirt and then dig your head back in the Cheeto bag, bro. Like, that's disgusting. That's some disgusting. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, is the least of my worries behind these motherfuckers. Yes.
I know. I don't. You guys barely even hear me say the word. It takes for me to really get angry for me to even start going down that line of saying that. Like, but other than that, yeah. Gee, how many times have you actually even heard me say that word?
I never thought about it, but if I had to think about it. I mean, do you mean now or back when we were in high school?
In general.
In general.
I would say this. I've heard you say it more when we were younger than when I hear you say it now. I could say that much.
I was about to say, I mean, me looking back on it, I don't think I've ever heard him say it. Maybe it might have been back in school.
Yeah.
Maybe if I really had to dig in the archives. But I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were about to say, yeah, I never said it when I was in high school. You were damn lie.
No. I say that. I don't say it as much now, especially like when I'm like I'll say it on here, but when I'm like I don't say it as much. I say it like, but I used to say it religiously. It might have been like it should have been the I and N for me. Like literally, it was like the back in the day for me. So, but I try to not say it as much now. I try to not cuss as much now, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like as much as I don't want to, but I'm an adult. I realized that. I mean, I had to be reminded of that because I was like, okay, I don't want to, because I was like to her, I was like, okay, I don't want to have to cuss in a conversation, but obviously that's unrealistic. And I can honestly say she called me out on that. Yes.
I mean, I would say
tell
this.
her to not cuss, and I'll be cussing.
I mean, I'll say this, bro. You are way better than what you used to be.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Woo, man.
You like back in the day, anybody was to me. So, but
man.
and
that's the thing. That's not even happening. You were ruthless back in the day. Too.
Yeah, no,
like,
I didn't care. You was your mama was daddy was your grandma was the whole food was